So, good afternoon, guys. Good morning, good evening. Hi, watching the baby trader again. So yesterday I talked about the time frames we use for this strategy, the time frames we use for this strategy. So the time frame combination, let me run through it again. Okay, let's start with the monthly, NT, LY, weekly, daily. These three time frames, what do I use them for? I use these time frames basically to check what the preceding month or what the previous month or what the previous day or what the previous week did. Not basically to map structure or anything. No, I don't map structures on the higher time frame. I check the monthly to check okay, the last 2 months were bullish. And how did the last month candle close? The week, okay, last week was bearish. Then how did the other week close? Then daily, okay, Monday was bullish, Tuesday was bullish. How did Wednesday close? I'll know how best to engage on Thursday. So I need the data of 2 days or 2 weeks or 2 months to know how best to engage in next time frame. Then the lower time frames where I map my structure, that's the H4, 4 hour time frame, H4, H1, and sometimes H2. Sometimes, not always. Sometimes H2. H2. I hardly go lower to map structure. So it's on these time frames, these three time frames that you map this your structure. By structure, I mean you look for this little correction, impulsive push, small correction, impulse. Then once you've seen the structure, what do? You look at the extreme of that first push. I taught that extensively on the videos on structure mapping. Then look for either of these four candles here to go short. So you map structures on H4, H2, and H1. That's where you map structures. Then for your confirmation entry and checklist, you work with the M30, M15, yeah, M15 time frame, the M5, M5. So these are the time frames I use. These are the time frames I use. What do I mean? Let me do a little call out on this stuff. These ones for confirmation entry. Confirmation entry, the lower time frame. I don't execute on the higher time frame. No, I don't do that. I confirm on the lower time frame, then I execute confirmation entry on these lower time frames. Yeah, confirmation entry, confirmation entry. Then on these ones, that's where you map structure. Structure mapping. Then these ones, just check. So for the monthly, yeah, for the monthly, you check January and February, then you know how best to trade March, January, February, March. Yeah. Then let's say now we are in what's it called? Okay, let's check. Okay, let me show an example now of Euro, sorry, GBP, USD. You check GU on the monthly. Let me clear this stuff. You check GU on the monthly time frame now. Let's check the data of the last 3 months. Good. We had this engulfing candle here, candle pairing engulf. This one engulfed this one. Then we had this green, thick green candle. Then we had this at the high, this as the low. I'll teach us this strategy much later. Video. So on the monthly, at first, we had an engulfing candle telling us possible trend reverse. I told us watch those videos on the what's it called? On the candles that move the market. Talked about engulfing candle and the other one. Then we had this thick body candle, which was August, the month of August was this thick candle, paired is the engulfing candle. Then after August happened, September now closed as a doji above this one. Then if you know your three candle formation, 1, 2, 3 candles, you know the whole of this month now to sell. And currently we're having sales in this month now. We're having sales. We're having pretty much good sales currently in this month. So the whole of October was bearish. It's bearish because this first candle was thick here. The last month's candle was a bearish reversal candle, a doji. Then this one should sell. Then this one now was paired with an engulfing candle at the extreme of the trend. So that's it. If you check your Euro USD as well, Euro USD as well, the same thing there too. What can you see? Thick candle, doji. So the previous month was one thick candle. Last month, a doji formed above, telling you possible price reversal. The same three candle formation. So we expect price now to go lower, all things being equal. So I need the data of this month and this month to know how best to engage this month. That's what I do. That's what I do on these three time frames: the monthly, the weekly, and the daily. If you check as well, I think that should be USD cards. I missed the buy show. I missed the buys. I wasn't too active. I missed the buys. So if you check on the daily, you will see same thing happened. You need data of one day, another day to know how best to engage. So once you see this one, you know how best to engage. So you need data of 2 days, 2 days to know how best to engage the next day. Then if you should check USD, okay, BTC as well. BTC, USD. I don't know if I'm right. Let's check. BTC. Let me check. Good. You check the weekly now, you can see the same thing. This was 1 week. Another week, price will go down. This was 1 week candle, so you need data of this one, know how best to engage. Here again, a green candle, a doji form. So 1 week data, the next week, this one will sell. So that's what I use the higher time frame for. Then once I'm done there, I switch to H4 to look for my structure. If it's not clear, I check HD. If it's not clear, I check H1. Then when I'm done, I map out my zones. Then once price comes back into that my point of entry, I switch to these lower time frames to look for my confirmation. What is my confirmation? Same these candles, these same candles here, these same candles, either of them. Either of these candles, you can see them there. Either of them, you see them and you're engaged. Most of the time, you see a doji, you see a hammer. Anyone you see rejecting that zone validates and give you your entry. Let me see if I can get where's the job? Let's see. Where's the job? This week has been a little rough for me, so I've not traded for a while. So let's check. Good. Let me delete all this stuff. Let's see. Okay. So you can see here now, we had this engulfing candle there. Engulfing candle here. Getting here now, we saw these thick candles. I'll show you this strategy much later. The three candle formation. The doji form that so you need data of 1 day like this or 2 days paired with an engulfing candle. Yeah, this is the candle pairing stuff I talked about. Once you have an engulfing candle, you wait, mark it to the future. If it's paired with a doji, you expect possible reversal process. So once you've seen this on the daily, you switch to your lower time frame to map structure. By structure mapping, what do I mean? You need to see your push, correct, push. And it happens there. Happens here. And what happens there? You can see this impulsive push, small correction, impulse. Broke below there. Just impulse, correction, impulse. You mark that extreme candle here now. A doji, sorry, an inverted hammer from the market and extend it to the future as a vision. You switch to your lower time frame for your confirmation candles. If you check here now, market entered inside, closed here, then closed as what's it called, a hammer. Once you've seen this red hammer forming here, it's confirmed already. So either of those four candles as well needs to close inside the zone on the lower time frame of you, and it's confirmed already, like it's confirmed. So I use the higher time frame for structure mapping. If you come down to M5 as well, you can see a doji formed, another doji confirming this zone, then you go shots, put your SL above and that's it. You hit CP you leave the market. So I think card CJ shape as well. Card CHF as well. Let's check. Let's check. Good. The same thing happened here. We need data of few days, 3 days. Here now you can see the engulfing candle. Let me to leave this stuff and explain properly. So I'm talking about the candle pairing now, paired with the time frame combination. So this one now is more like this one engulfed this candle. Mark it to the future. Then you see here now the doji formed. You have these two candles here. You can mark this green candle now as your point of interest or any zone you feel like that, because that's where you most likely exit the market. So now this your doji now is paired with an engulfing candle on the higher time frame. The candle pairing I talked about at first. And once this one is done, switch to H1 for the structure mapping. Because I told us I don't map structure on the what's it called? On the higher time frame. I do that on the lower time frame. So what are you looking for on the lower time frame? What are you looking for? You just need to see what the sell structure market was bullish and had this impulsive push, small correction, impulse. That's it. So once you've seen that, what do? You extreme end But those are our special kind. If you check here now, the doji formed at the X-ray. You mark the doji, extend it to the future. Then once market comes into the zone, once market comes inside, what do? You switch to your lower time frame, M5. You look for your reversal time. If you check here now, that's it. You can see this nice rejection there. This one happened there. You can still go lower. You look for the same thing. That's it. So on the lower time frame now, you can see an engulfing candle formed here. So you can enter your trades here, SLR broken. I told you always target, take 1 to 4. Take 1 to 4 and leave. Let's check how many IRR will come out of this trade. Take 1 to 4. SLR above. That's it. See here, 1 to 6. So take 1 to 4, take 1 to 5 and leave or lose. So that's that for the time frame combination, the candle pairing, and the confirmation checklist. When you check for what happened the last 2 months, you know what will happen the current month. Weekly, the same thing. Daily, the same thing. Then on the H4, H2, H1, you mark your structure. Then once price comes back to your selected point of entry, you switch lower to M15, M5 for your confirmation candles. These same candles, that's why I call them my special candles. These same candles are form on lower time frame. Once you've seen them and confirmed, okay, this kind of form on the zone, they validate the zone. Here's a case. Then for the candle pairing, you pair a hammer with a hammer, engulfing with a hammer, and all that. But everything is done on the higher time frame, not on the lower time frame. Okay, guys. So start a new series soon. So this is basically the introduction to everything I trade. I talked about what is Forex. I talked about the safety report. Talked about account sizing. I walked us through the candles that move the market majorly. I talked about risk management as well. I talked about the nature of the market, which is either the ranging, the bullish, or the bearish market. And I've still walked us through how to map structure properly, the time frames to use, and the confirmation episode. This will be all for now, guys. Stay put.